Hey guys, today I'm going to open my birthday present to myself. It's from Beserk. I've bought from them before, and I had a coupon, like, you know, when you spend money, they give you points that go towards a coupon, and I was like, oh, I should use that because I saw on Facebook they finally posted a picture of a mask that I actually like. Like, they had some earlier in the pandemic, but it was like these sort of plain black ones with embroidery on it, and I'm just like, from a distance, it just looks like a black mask. I'm not that into it. But yeah, they finally got some fun ones, so let's open it up and I'll show you what I got. So inside, the first thing to fall out was this business card with this cute little art. I'm sorry, it's not focusing very well. And then on the back, I think that's like a whole bunch of brands that they work with. Okay, so I bought masks from two different brands that I'm not familiar with. One is I think it's Tripp NYC, which I guess is New York City, maybe. And then Devil Fashion. And these ones, they come in these cute little pouches. All right, let's open this one first because I think this is the one that I saw on Facebook that made me think, oh, I need to check those out again. All right, so there's a silica packet, random bit of tissue paper. It's come with these little filters, I guess. I've never actually used these before. It says statement only for civil health masks. It's just a basic cotton mask. It's not a medical mask. Please keep it clean. It can be cleaned and disinfected after use. It can be reused. Even if the filter is added to improve its protection function, it cannot replace the medical mask. The service life of the filter should not exceed 4 hours. Please replace the filter in time. Mask. Do not use bleach. Okay, like, I don't know how good these little filter things are, but I'm not too worried, and I'm certainly not going to get a new one every 4 hours. For me, the point of the mask is like, you know, you stop the main things, but I'm not that concerned about me breathing in the stuff. Like, if I was, then I would wear a medical mask. So I feel like these are just to make people feel a bit better rather than doing a whole lot, but I could be wrong. As for the mask itself, ta-da! So it's this purple, it kind of goes with my hair. I mean, it's a slightly different shade, but you can't really see that on camera. And then it's got, I wish my lighting setup was so much better. It's got this little funny panel with like this strap kind of stuff. It's pretty fun. And then the inside, it's sort of this porous thing, and then you would put the extra filters in there. But yeah, my current masks, like, I got these ones in Japan, you know, way back, and like, this one is probably the thicker of the two, and it's really only got 2 layers anyway, and the inside layer is really thin. Like, they're fashion masks, right? And so I don't mind having like just the outer layer and then this inner layer. I don't really need the extra filters. Anyway, so let me take, oh, here's the label. Devil Fashion, it's pretty cute, hey. Okay, here we are. That's pretty cute. And it looks like I can wear it upside down as well. Yeah, it feels almost the same, but I think I like it the other way around. Yeah, wow, this is really comfy. I was a little bit worried about buying a mask, or like just random masks online because, you know, the size is hard to gauge. So far, it is a little bit like when I'm breathing in, it does suck in a little bit, so I'll try and play around with the size. Like, you know, if I'm just out and about walking, I think it's fine. Like, when I sit and I'm just breathing normally, it's fine. But talking and breathing in, it's a little bit uncomfortable, but it's not as uncomfortable as that one I bought from Typo with the little cat kind of mouth. I found, like, with that one, it was sucking in so much that I was kind of struggling to breathe. Yeah, it's going to take a little bit of getting used to. There's no nose wire, which is why it can work both ways. But yeah, sometimes I wonder if maybe I should put some kind of a wire so that it's not sucking in so much. Like that. But yeah, I ended up giving my cat mask, that cat mouth mask with the jaws. I don't have it on hand. I gave it to my brother because it fit his face shape a lot better than mine. Maybe it's like the flat Japanese nose. But yeah, no, and one thing about this one that I really like is the adjustable thingies. You sort of squeeze them and it moves really easily. Sorry, my fat hand's in the way. But yeah, so I'll play around with that and see if I can get it so that I can speak more easily in it. But I'm probably just going to be wearing them out for walks at this stage because we're still in lockdown in Sydney, so what can I really do? But yeah, it's nice, it's cute, it's comfortable, and it's just that breathing issue that I'm a bit like, oh. These ones, my Japanese ones, are really easy to breathe in. They're differently shaped. I guess because I got them from Japan, they're more shaped for my Japanese nose. Like, they're so easy, and then this one's just one of the more standard kinds of ones. Like that. I find them really easy to breathe in. But yeah, if I'm trying to talk in this one. I think that's going to be a little bit trickier, but just wearing it, it's super comfortable, which is really nice. All right, the next one from Devil Fashion. Once again, silica packet and a bit more of this tissue paper. Okay, so this one I almost wasn't going to get because it's not entirely my style, but I thought I need a plain black kind of girly one for if I want to wear my Lolita stuff out. So yeah, and then because it is a little bit weird, that finally made me go for it. But it's sort of like, it's the black mask underneath, and then this veil, which is like, it's actually quite soft. And then it's got this flowery, feathery kind of thing, and you can take that off. It's got a little pin there. Oh, I just noticed another silica packet. Oh my god. And another one of these filter pockets. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to place this a little bit better, aren't I? It's not quite sitting the way it did in the picture. Okay, I think that's a little bit better. And it's also a little bit more out of the way. Now, same thing with the breathing thing here when I'm talking, and then I have to breathe in. Because of the speed I breathe in, I think. Yeah. But otherwise, it's still comfortable. It does seem to go a little bit more under my chin, so I think it's a slightly bigger size. And another thing is, it's not going to work well with glasses because it has these little beady kind of things here, and so they're kind of clashing with my glasses and makes it hard to get the placement right so that I don't get fogging up. But if I'm going to be dressing Lolita, I probably don't really want my chunky glasses. So I'd be wearing contacts anyway. Yeah. And then you can take that off and just have this. But yeah, it's a little bit, you know, like belly dance. I used to do belly dance a long time ago. I probably still have some of my stuff, but yeah. So this is one that I'm only going to be breaking out for, you know, particular things. It's not one I'm going to be wearing regularly. Now, what's interesting, between these two masks from the same brand, they have slightly different loop kind of things. And actually, now that I look at them, yeah, this one is definitely slightly bigger. So depending on the size of your face, if you're actually looking at getting one of these, this one is more my size and this one's a slightly bigger size. But yeah, look, so this one's a sort of round one and you just squeeze the entire thing to make it move. This one, though, is more of a like flat squash kind of one. And so it's a little bit harder to move it. A little bit more awkward, but it still does the job. And I haven't had masks that have this kind of easy adjustment. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And like, you know, if it stretches over time, well, you just tighten it up again. So that's really good because like the first mask that I ever had, if you watched my dust storm video, that one I wore so much that the mask itself wore out, but also the elastics wore out. And it's just like, there's a point where it's just like you need to tighten it some way. And if I'd had one of these clips, I probably would have worn it so much more when I probably should have just thrown it out. So maybe it's a good thing it did wear out and I did throw it out at some point. Anyway, moving on. All right, so these are the Tripp NYC ones, and yeah, they're not as fancy ones as the Devil Fashion little pockets. But yeah, let's get into them. Okay, so you can see why I'm into this one. It's got chains and spikes, and I'm just like, yes, please. This is definitely a fashion mask, though, because it's like literally only the one layer. Now, this one's also like one layer. It doesn't even have the thin extra layer that my cat one does. This one with the thing on the inside. But what I've done is if I felt like I was going to be in a place where I actually needed a proper mask, I just wore one underneath. It works really well with this because it's the same kind of shape as your surgical masks. I'm not sure how well that would work with this, but you know, do I really worry that much? Probably not. You know, I'm fully vaccinated anyway, and I'm careful about where I go, and I haven't gone anywhere in ages. Oh my god. But yeah, I'm more like, it's more about, with masks, it's more about you transmitting rather than you catching the other way, but whatevs. Anyway, I'm rambling. So this one just has basic elastics here. Now, I've finally found tutorials online about how to tighten them if you need to, which would have saved my old mask, but anyway. Another fun thing this has, though, is this. So if you have to take off your mask, you don't have to like dangle it off anything. It's like just goes around your neck. I think that's a really cool innovation. I'm glad someone did it because I looked at that and I'm like, that's really clever. Tripp NYC, that's their logo there. Alright, I'll try it on, shall I? Okay, so this one is too big for me at present. I'm gonna have to tighten the little loops. And, you know, I think it's more important for this one to be tight-fitting because all this hardware is quite heavy, and so, yeah, you can't have it loose. It's just, it wants to dangle so much instead of staying on your face. So I'll tighten it, and we'll come back. Okay, I'm gonna declare this not a well-made mask. You may notice I'm wearing my other mask underneath, and that's because the fabric is not nice, and so I thought I'll try it with a mask. I didn't want to get a surgical mask out and waste it, because you're supposed to throw them out after you use them, so I just used my cloth one. But yeah, I think this mask to be successful is going to need some modification. And like, look, I did the slip knot thingy, but the adjustment I needed was so tiny that, you know, it was really hard to get it that small without it just slipping completely out. And yeah, the fabric on the inside is just not nice. Like, yeah, the one layer thing, I don't mind it, as like, you know, I'm not too paranoid about the whole COVID thing. I'm mainly doing this for fashion, but you know, I'm trying to give you information because I imagine most of you would be looking at this as a fashionable way to deal with COVID, but this is not a well-made mask. You know, so like when I'm wearing it just on its own, I can feel the seams scratching against my chin, which is not nice. And then also the way this is, like, because of this thing in the middle bit, it's like, it's quite thick. And so when it sits on your nose, there's no wire, so it doesn't mold to your nose. And then it has these huge gaps that create all this fog to my glasses. And it's just, it's not comfortable. And then these little straps, I think partly the positioning is not great, because like it comes in like this. If you compare, I don't know how easy this is going to be to see, but if you compare, so the space between the straps is a lot smaller on this, and I think that makes it a little bit tighter. And also because I've had to do this, like this is a little bit tighter than what I need, but it's just impossible to adjust it to the size that works for my head shape. So I may have to like intentionally stretch these for a while before I put a new slip knot in, and then see if it works for my ears. But I'm wondering if it might be partly just because the two ends of the straps are too close together. Like, see, this is wider, this is wider. It's about equal to the Devil Fashion brand though, so maybe it's just that they've used like crappy elastic and not put in these extra bits. Like that, it works really nicely, so I think it might be that part, but also the weight of this thing is probably forcing me to make it tighter so that it will stay on my face without dropping down. Another thing, apart from being like not well designed, it's like not the most well made. Like with this little chain thing, while I was stuffing around trying to get things to work, one of the chain links came loose, and so I had to fix that like already. And so I think this is gonna need some modification before it's gonna really work for me in a practical sense. Like, you know, if it's just a one-off little fashion photo or whatever, fine, but in terms of actually going out and using it practically, I'm not a huge fan. I love the design, so you know, maybe I will put the effort in to modify it, or you know, if I try it with a surgical mask instead of this. But yeah, these ear loops are going to have to change. Maybe I need to sew better ones onto it. I don't know. And I think what's disappointing is this is one of the more expensive masks. Like the Devil Fashion ones were, you know, about $25. The Tripp NYC, it was like $35, and the other one was $38, I think, and I'm expecting that to have similar issues to this. So yeah, it's a little bit disappointing that I'm going to have to go to so much effort to make it practically wearable, like instead of just fashionably wearable, like something I can actually go out in. So that's something worth knowing. Like design wise, the main things they've done right is the look of it. Like I like the spikes and I like the chains, and then also this thing so that you can just have it around your neck, and you know, there you go. You don't need to worry where your mask is. You're not going to be playing with your hands, you know, while it's there. So yeah, like that's a thing that they've done well. But in terms of like how you actually wear it on your face, I feel like that's where they've fallen short. Also, they may have designed it more for a dude face. My face is too small with these ear things. Although I guess, you know, they make it wider than it like, you know, make it bigger so that it'll fit more people. Like if you make it too small, it's not going to fit someone with a bigger face. But yeah, and I also think they haven't considered, you know, with all this extra bling, how is the weight distribution in terms of how it's going to sit on your face. So yeah, I like the general idea of what they were going for, but for me, it's a little bit of a failure in terms of me actually wearing it. Yeah, it's funny how, like, you know, it's the one that costs more, but it's the one that had less effort put into the presentation of it compared to the little pouches. But anyway, let's see what the other one's like. Okay, so here's the other one. It's got this crazy skull dude in the middle, and then it's got all these spikes around the edges. You can see why, like, I was sucked in. It also has this cool mesh, though, that's kind of a nice thing. Like, it's got slightly more in it than the other one. And there, once again, they've got one of these neck straps. Okay, so this time it was slightly easier to get it to sit on my face without drooping, but it is pretty loose and it does feel like it wants to just go down like that, which is not great. It also feels like once it's on my face, they've overdone the bulge here, so like there's just this excess of fabric trying to go forward, which is not, it's not that, I don't know, I don't entirely like that. Also, they haven't quite gotten the symmetry right. Like you can sort of see with the seam, it's so hard for me to do this backwards. That spike is not in the middle. And then another thing is when I fold it over, the lengths on the two sides are out by like, pretty much like a centimeter there. So it's really not well made, and for like $40, I'm just like, you guys really could have done better. Like, they're kind of charging you. I mean, the material is a bit thicker. I think maybe the material is a bit thicker than the masks from the other brand, but they've done no effort to make it feel nice on the inside. And again, it's a one layer with all these seams coming through. It's the spikes and stuff, like they haven't really, like, that you're maybe paying for the spikes and the bling, but it's not been well placed into it, and it's the weight issue on this one's not so bad, I think, because it's not so bottom heavy. Like there's a bit of weight up top and a little bit of weight on the bottom and a bit in the middle. But yeah, once again, not the greatest design, and I think this one's going to be harder to modify because the spike is not symmetrical, and that's going to annoy the shit out of me. In terms of symmetry, this one was a lot better. There's a slight difference with this thing being there, I think, but that's really forgivable. This one though, the difference is just a little bit too noticeable for me. Like, okay, maybe it's not a full centimeter, I must have slipped, but it's like, it depends on where you're measuring from, but it's definitely half a centimeter of difference, which I just think is kind of slack for what they're charging. And then yeah, not actually getting the middle spikes in the middle. It's the same for the bottom one as well. The top one is slightly to this way and the bottom one is slightly to that way, and I'm just like there is a sort of seam in the middle where they've attached the mesh, and maybe they were trying to avoid clashing with that in some way. Like, I don't know anything about sewing, so maybe that's an issue, but like, if that's the problem, don't put it in the middle. Like, you could have done two on the sides of it instead of having one awkwardly off center. So yeah, I'm more disappointed with this one, and it was the more expensive one, so well done. I don't think I will be buying more Tripp NYC. Devil Fashion, I think they actually put some effort into it. It actually feels nice to wear, and they even gave you the filters if that's the thing that you're into, and it cost less and it was presented so much better. Like, Devil Fashion, you guys seem okay, more affordable, more effort to make it seem good. So yeah, I'm impressed with them. I'm not impressed with Tripp NYC. This one I think is savable. This one I'm not so sure, and so do I attempt to modify it at some point? Do I just live with it having the center thing? I'm not sure. I don't know what to do with it. Like, you can't really return masks because of the hygiene issues. They won't accept returns on something like this, so I'll just have to wear that cost. A little bit disappointing because I was like, oh, this would be a really cool idea, but yeah, I think the only thing that they've done cool is the idea to put stuff on it like this, and to have the strap. But in terms of the way that's constructed and the way, like, the practical considerations, I'm just like, I didn't have to put a slip knot into this one though to get it to, sit, but it's loose. It fogs my glasses up like crazy because the shaping is just not right. Yeah, I'm not impressed. So what do I do with it? If you have any ideas, especially for this one. The other one I might be able to save if I can be bothered, which is the other question, can I? I don't know what to do with this, unless, like, I go into weird art stuff and get myself a mannequin and dress it up with this shit. I don't know. Or I could hack it apart for stuff and use it to decorate some other thing. I haven't attempted any Gothic DIY in a long time. I don't know if any of you know about my old spaces where I used to, like, write blogs before I started YouTube. I'm sure none of you have been following me long enough for that. Although I did post some of my vampire interview scripts on that, so maybe some of you have seen some of my terrible fashion experiments from when I was first, trying to figure out who I was after high school. But yeah, if you have any ideas for this. But yeah, so my recommendation, okay, at the end of this, I think Devil Fashion, I don't know anything about the company, but I think they are trying to do things right. Tripp NYC, I don't know where they're from either. Like, I'm just assuming everything's made in China at this point, but whoever did make them, like, maybe they're trying to act American if the NYC implies New York City, but it's probably not. I'm just not impressed. Like, it seems made okay, but it's not made with a huge amount of care. I mean, I guess they made this one better, but the design, they just didn't really think about some of these things. They didn't put any effort into the packaging. They didn't put any effort into comfort. Like, when I do Punk Rave Australia videos, those clothes are really comfortable and I'm always surprised. But I feel like these guys also make clothes and I'm just like, after seeing this, I don't have any confidence that they're going to make the rest of their clothes comfortable. So yeah, disappointing. And then they go and charge so much money for it, and I'm just like, yeah, you probably should have gone back to the drawing board before putting this out to the public. And like, this bulge, so... But I'm glad I tried 2 different brands because, at least I get something out of it that I do like. I will have to work on the breathing issues. Oh, I changed the size, didn't I? And look how much easier that is than dealing with a slip knot. Oh my god. So, yeah. That's my thoughts. And yeah. I don't know. I think these ones from Japan are still my current favorite masks. They are so comfortable and they fit my face and they seem to be made for my face shape. And maybe that's the thing about me being half Japanese. Japan is still winning for me in terms of what masks work for my face. Like the first one I got from Japan, I think I was given it by my aunt maybe. That one was great. I wore it for ages until it was completely worn out. And then these ones, yeah, they're really good. They're really easy to breathe in and all that. These newer players, I guess Japan's been making masks for a long time. Culturally in Asia, wearing a mask is not as weird as it is here in Western country. So when you get other companies who are maybe less experienced with masks, there is a bit more risk involved. And so, I was aware of that when I went into this. But yeah... So some of them are doing better than others. But yeah, I just think the Tripp guys, I don't trust them now. Devil Fashion, maybe I'll give another go if I see anything else from them that I like. But nah, Tripp can get fucked. Okay, seeing as I mentioned bad construction with Tripp NYC, I will also point out that Devil Fashion, this bit did not quite fit in the triangle, which is a little bit annoying as well. Quality control, guys. Anyway, so that's my birthday. No, my birthday is on the 16th of August, so I'll be doing that in lockdown. I haven't decided if I'm going to do anything on YouTube for that, but yeah. And this is just because I got JobKeeper last year, I've still got some money to spend, so I can try and find a more satisfying birthday present at some point in time. Well, use my birthday as an excuse to buy stuff, because a birthday's just another day, right? It doesn't really mean that much. Actually, when lockdown finishes, I've told Mum I need to go shopping for more stuff because I'm tired of wearing the same things around the house. My grey trackies and my purple Uniqlo shirt that I bought in Japan before Uniqlo ever came to Australia. I've had it that long. I like it. I'm tired of wearing purple all the time. Do they have one in black? Because I will buy it. It's so comfy. I love it. And then, yeah. I'm tired of wearing grey pants all winter, so there's stuff like that, and then there's other things like Nyag boots. Even this one has a hole in it now. When my right toe has put a hole in more than one, and you can see I patched it up really awkwardly. Sorry, I'm burping. And then my fix is starting to come loose. But see, my right toe is slightly longer. Well, my right foot is slightly longer than my left, so I'm not too surprised when that happens to Ugg boots, given how much I wear them. But, oh, hello, toe. It's now happened on my left, and I'm just I need to stop being stingy and just spend a little bit of money so I can be comfortable and not just, I was raised to be financially conservative, and I think seeing as I have a little bit of extra money, I can afford to, spend some money here and there instead of just living As if I've got nothing, you know. Yeah, so. Oh, that's another thing though. If you have any ideas of what birthday presents I can buy myself, that could be kind of fun because I'm struggling to want anything at the moment. I feel like I need to sit down and completely reassess my life at some point. But like, you know, as I've said in a lot of other videos, like who bought this? I know I bought a lot of this, like most of this stuff, some of it's gifts, but everything else I bought and I valued at some point of time enough to keep it this long. But now I'm like, well, now I've got money, but I don't know what to spend it on. I've got time. I don't know what to do with my time. Like, who am I? What do I like? So, but like, there are things that I end up being like, oh yeah, this is me. So, some of you have been watching me a long time. You might actually be able to give me some insight into myself. What do I like anymore? You know? But so, because I'm so I guess empty and confused about myself is why I was okay with spending a little bit of extra money on these. And I did have that coupon, so I didn't pay full price for them. Yeah, no, it's funny how sometimes the cheapest stuff is the more successful stuff. So that's my video. Maybe I'll make more videos about birthday things. Although there may be some Punk Rave Australia videos coming up, which, like, just finding out about that is birthday present enough, because I'm seeing some of the new products and I'm like, ooh, this is gonna be fun. So, yeah, I've just got to figure out how to record things in lockdown. Like, right now, everyone's watching TV, but this isn't really great quality for doing a proper review video instead of, hey guys, let's just open some stuff I got in the mail. Oh, one more thing. My brother, I also ordered a mask for my brother. It's kind of just this flat piece of fabric, but it's got two different ear loop things, so they've tried it. It's going to be interesting to see how it fits on his face because it doesn't have any wire. It didn't have any packaging on it. It's from Akumu Ink, so yeah, that's going to be interesting to see. I'm not going to try it on because it's his, but it's cute design, but it's very basic, and so, how much did that cost? Yeah, this one was about $23. So in between the two Devil Fashion ones, and you know, just for how basic it is, I feel like maybe it's the artist that's getting the money. Like there's no design, it's literally just a piece of fabric. So I'll show it to him and see what he thinks. But yeah, I don't know that I really will buy any more masks off Beserk just because like the designs haven't been great, and then this experience has been a bit like, well, shit, hey, I really think I might just have to, like, you know, I'm gonna keep looking for masks in Australia, but I may just have to go back to Japan and buy it from the people who know what they're doing. So we'll see how things go. But like, I enjoy these. Like, I bought these well before the pandemic was a thing. I find it fun, you know, and it's just the pandemic has given me a great excuse to go around looking like a freak. But yeah, I would be wearing these. Like, I actually have worn these to uni when I was sick because I was like, I don't want to spread my disease. And that was before like the Western world was educated on what masks do. So this is just a part of me, and that's, yeah, I'm excited that it's more of a thing in the Western world, but the West doesn't seem great at knowing how to make a good mask, especially not one for my face because I do have a bit more of a Japanese nose. But hey, anyway, so stuff and things. This video is going to be a pain in the butt to edit, but the things I do for you. It's my birthday and I'm making a video just to be an idiot on the internet. Hey, that's my hobby at the moment, right? Oh my god, why am I so crazy? I guess this answers one question. Who am I? I'm a weird YouTuber who makes videos that aren't really about anything in particular. I'm gonna go and sit in an existential ball for a bit. See you later, guys. Oh, cute, they included a lolly. At least I get something hopefully sweet, or is this gonna disappoint me too? No, this thing is good. Strawberry lolly, the best thing about this whole experience.